My name is Dr. Brian Stress. I'm a licensed psychologist. I've been working with children and families for roughly 27 years in a professional capacity. One of the things I'd like to mention at the beginning of this blog is that depending on the research you read, roughly 50% of all divorces or 50% of all marriages end up in divorce. Hopefully most of those people end up healing and moving forward with their lives in a positive and or possibly find a positive, healthy relationship. So there is hope, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, many people have gone through the same things you are going through to a certain extent. The question for today is, how and what do I tell my children that their parents have decided to get a divorce? To be honest with you, this question kind of always makes me smile. I can't tell you how many parents I've worked with where they come into my office and they ask me this pretty much the exact same question. The reason I smile is the kids know what's going on, unless they're nonverbal and or a baby. The children have been picking up the nonverbals, the hostility, and or the anger in the relationship between mom and dad. So kids know, unless they are so young that they can't talk and or understand, verbalize what's going on. But even babies respond to tension in adults. So what I would do is, if at all possible, I would have both the mom and dad sit down with the children and say that there's going to be some changes. The changes are mom and dad no longer want to be together as a couple. They're going to get a divorce. That doesn't mean that mom and dad don't love the kids as much and or even more, and that the parents are gonna work with the kids to make sure that they're okay and they understand that they're gonna be safe and things are gonna be okay eventually. Of course, communicating to the kids that this is gonna be a difficult time. It's gonna be a lot of emotions. There's gonna be a lot of emotions, but we're gonna try to make it through this together, and hopefully so everybody can be happy in the future. The initial response from the children can vary dramatically. Quite frankly, some kids are thankful. They're glad that they're not going to be in that hostile environment anymore. Other kids can look at it as an opportunity to manipulate mom and dad to get things. I would not recommend trying to purchase your kids' emotions. But if you sit down, if your significant other will not talk with you, possibly in a neutral place to tell the children together, then I would suggest that you and the ex try to talk about how you're going to inform the kids. When you do inform the kids that the parents are going to get a divorce, try not to, or it's in the kid's best interest not to basically make the parent who is not there the bad person. So saying things like, mom did this, dad did that, therefore we're getting a divorce. That only can result in more difficulties between, of course, the biological parents, and then it becomes really, really confusing for the kids. That doesn't help anybody. It only hurts people more. So, and of course, if it's incredibly difficult, seeing a counselor or psychologist to help you process your emotions and or even to write out a dialogue can be helpful. If you'd like to know more about my colleagues or me, please select the Meet the Staff tab on our homepage. Thank you for listening to today's question. We look forward to answering more of your questions. Please submit your questions in the Add Comment section at the end of each article on Facebook or in response to our newsletter. Thank you.
The materials provided in this article are for informational purposes only. Use of and access to this article or any of the links contained within the article or website do not create a relationship between the author and the user or browser. We are professionals that have been trained and have experience in assisting individuals going through a divorce. Please click on divorceinTexas.org for information about this service as well as privacy policy and terms of use. We are not lawyers and do not provide legal advice.